Tell us about your experience with Ross's talk.
Well, Ross, first of all, had established himself as a leader to the entire team and had done a great job of doing that by being legitimate and backing up what he said with actions. And obviously, a really good athlete playing in the NFL. We didn't know
Yeah,
that at the
right?
time, but we knew what he was capable of. But I think his words meant more because he didn't speak all that often. And when
Yeah.
he did speak, there was weight behind
Mm,
his words because you knew that he had put some thought into it.
yeah.
He meant what he was saying, and he was going to follow through with that. And so, before a game, all sorts of voices boil up. You've got the screamers, the guys that yell at you. You got the guys that are reciting songs out loud. Everybody's got a variety of things. But I remember it kind of it ebbs and flows. There's energy, and then it'll get quiet. And Ross waited till a moment when it got quiet and stood up and addressed the team and essentially said, "You've got a big challenge ahead of you. Anytime you play football, you have a challenge, but in particular, this game ahead of the ACC championship, Florida State was a fantastic
National
team,
champs that year.
really good opponent. I think everybody on their roster that started in that game played in the NFL, something insane, or was drafted both on offense and defense, probably special teams also. But he said basically, when you're faced with an opportunity like this, you're either going to run from it or you're going to run to it.
Mm,
And I think that was really profound when you consider, you're sitting there, you got 1,000 things going through your mind
right.
before a game. And then you're like, hold on, what he just said is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like everybody else has just been chatting. And so to sift through and to realize, okay, not only is this Ross, but he's delivering something that's really really cool and applicable to so many things in life. But the run from it or run to it, you've got a decision basically. David Cutcliffe would always say you either do or you don't in life, and it's a choice. And when things get tough, people have a tendency to run away. And I do think that there's a third option that Ross didn't really get into, and that's just to kind of like sit idly by and do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think as an athlete, as somebody with ambition, typically you're moving in one direction. You're not just sitting there and taking it.
Yeah.
And I think when you think about what that means outside of football, in life, when you see a challenge coming, to take the energy, and you don't necessarily have to fight it, but to
Right.
face it head on and to realize what it is, take it for what it is, and find a way within the parameters that
Right.
you were able uh, to take it on and to lean on the training and everything that's gotten you.
Yeah.
You
Right.
were there for a reason.
Right.
You
Right.
were faced with that situation for a reason.
Yeah. All the
We
other
had
teams
won
didn't
all
get
these
that
games
choice.
exactly,
Right.
and so it's easy to get scared. You're in the moment, like Duke hadn't been here
Yeah. Ever.
ever. And what are we doing here? Or well, hold on. But to realize, no, it's okay. But we're not going to be afraid just because the moment is big.
Yes. Right.
You even though you don't necessarily in your mind have envisioned yourself there or have intentionally practiced or worked to get to a certain place, once you're there, it's okay.
So there's also inherent in that, why not us? Why not us? It's
Yeah,
kind of built
absolutely.
into that. I mean, it's not like that was said, but I just keep thinking, why not? Why not us? All right, we're the
Yeah.
ones that have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's,
Well, I think it's okay to have a confidence about you,
yeah,
right? Yeah. So the why not us kind of comes from the idea of, I mean, we've put in the work. We are a team.
yeah,
We believe in each other. We believe in our individual abilities and then in the abilities of the collective
right.
to be able to go out and conquer an opponent, a situation, a
You had
challenge
already done that.
in any way.
We were on the field before
Yeah,
the game for the Miami game, and that was totally unexpected.
exactly.
38-10. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that.
I do think in life when you're able to, they say like in real estate, if the first deal is the hardest,
Yeah,
in
right, right.
business, the first sale is the hardest. I think the first time that you're able to break through
and run to it
and
and
run
actually
to
have.
it and have success, then it starts to snowball.
Yeah.
And other people outside, I mean, I remember watching ESPN leading up to that game. Nobody gave us a shot. It was a close game in the first
Yeah, I
half.
remember 13-3. I remember one
Exactly.
drop pass
I know.
changes
I know. I love
that.
Jalea Duncan, but and so I think that the perception of your ability is always going to be, well, I guess it's one of two things. Sometimes people might perceive your ability to be better than it is and
Yeah.
make sure that you remain humble.
Yes.
But then the flip side is a lot of people will say you can't do it when you know that you can.
Right.
And having the confidence to run
What
to it.
about what about the person when somebody tells them they can't do it and they feel like they can't? How about that one?
I think that's a natural way to feel. We are a social species.
Yeah, right.
We love connection. We seek out relationships, and so when you have somebody, and sometimes unfortunately, it can come from somebody you know,
Yeah,
you
right.
love, and you trust. Um, I think you only know you. You're the
Yeah.
best source for yourself,
Yeah.
and I think to take the time to be introspective, to think through those things, to spend some quiet time centering yourself and
Yeah.
finding what your truths are, finding and reflecting on your past and what's gotten you
Mm.
to a specific point allows you to sift through some of the naysayers.
Yes.
I'll never forget my pediatrician in high school. I think it was the last time I ever visited a pediatrician
Right.
for multiple reasons, but we were about to play a big game, going to the state championship. And the guy, this is somebody that had kept me healthy
Yeah.
through
Right.
my childhood, looks me in the eye and goes, I know you guys have a big game. I just think a Popka is going to be too strong for you.
Yeah. We know a
And
Popka. 4 Popka guys have stayed in our house.
there you go.
Yeah, basketball players.
So we were playing them, and he basically said, "You guys have no shot." And I just remember feeling so hurt, just
Man.
disappointed, angry that he would say that. But deep down, I knew that we did have a shot,
Yeah.
and we would then go on to win the game. It was a crazy good game. I've never spoken to the guy since. That's not necessarily how you should
Well, it's
always
just your,
behave,
yeah, it's how your life goes.
but yeah, you'll
Yeah.
have people that you're close to, connected with, that either
Yeah.
flippantly don't realize how painful saying something like
Yeah,
that could
right.
be, or legitimately believe that you're not good enough or not able to succeed. And ultimately, it comes down to within. I think
Yeah.
that can power you through that.
Thanks. That's cool.
You got it.